You can judge me if you want. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Kristen Bell reveals her daughters with Dax Shepard like to order non-alcoholic beer on occasion, and the actress is already bracing for backlash. Kristen opens up in a visit to the Kelly Clarkson show.
My kids have ordered non-alcoholic beers at restaurants before.
Like a buck.
Which sounds insane if you don't know, because context is important. We've learned that over the last few years.
Yeah.
So, like, my husband and I, when we walked the babies at night in our neighborhood, when my daughter was really little, he is a recovering addict, but he likes non-alcoholic beer. So he'd pop one open, he'd have her on his chest, and we'd walk and, like, look at the sunset. So as a baby, she was, like, pawing at it, and sometimes she would, like, suck on the rim of it.
Yeah.
So I think it feels to her like something special, something daddy,
and
something family.
It.
And we've been at restaurants.
No alcohol.
There's no alcohol in it.
And that fact makes it okay with Dax and Kristen when their kids, Delta and Lincoln, order it in public.
So we've been at restaurants where she said, do you have any non-alcoholic beer? And I'm like, well, maybe we don't. We just keep that for home.
It's so amazing when in your own family you're like, this is normal, but then you go outside and you're like, so that maybe doesn't track as healthy.
Right. But then I'm also sort of like, you can judge me if you want. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, that's your problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Kristen previously revealed she and Dax told their two kids about Kristen's desire to do mushrooms on her 40th birthday. She shared the hilarious story on a 2022 episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live.
My mom came in town, who is more conservative than I am, and we have been really, really honest with our kids, and I have never really done any drugs, and I wanted to try mushrooms for my 40th birthday, so my husband had gotten them for me, and I tried it. This was a couple years ago, and we told our kids about it.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I overheard my daughter talking to my mom, to Grandma, going, I'm actually really glad they share all this stuff with me. So anyway, Mom really wanted to try mushrooms. So, and I just walked by and I was like, uh-oh. For some reason, I'm more worried about telling my mom that than my daughter.
Are you sure that they know what that means? Because, like, if a pizza shows up with mushrooms on it...
No, they fully know, because their dad is in recovery, so he's really honest about, like, what alcohol does to your body, how it makes you feel funny and impairs things, and what drugs do to your body, and why most drugs are illegal, all that.
Yeah, I know, it's
all
crazy.
All that stuff.
It's crazy.
In fact, the celeb is in a really good place when it comes to being honest with their children in a way that is unique and helpful to their family. She told Real Simple magazine back in February, I know it's shocking, but I talk to my kids about drugs and the fact that their daddy is an addict and he's in recovery. And we talk about sex. She added, there are all these hard topics that don't have to be if you give the person on the other end your vulnerability and a little bit of credit. Dax and Kristen were even completely honest with their kids about Shepard's relapse after 16 years of sobriety, which he revealed in 2020. The Armchair Expert podcast host began using painkillers following a motorcycle accident earlier that year. In 2021, he shared how he and Kristen spoke about his relapse with their daughters on an episode of Chelsea Clinton's In Fact podcast. We explained, well, Daddy was on these pills for his surgery, and then Daddy was a bad boy, and he started getting his own pills. Yeah, we tell them the whole thing.